Okay, friends, it's that time of year. The hubby's company party is this weekend, and last year I gave away a wreath, and this year I'm giving away a swag. Then they can give it away to someone at the party. And this year's theme, last year was Santa, and it was super cute. This year we're doing a Nutcracker, but he is actually a gingerbread chef while also being a Nutcracker. He's super cute. His reveal will come later in the video. Right now, we're just gonna get this all fluffed, right? This is a large wreath because my Nutcracker was so large, or swag I should say, and I knew I didn't have to worry about shipping it, so I could go big or go home, so I decided to go big. So at the very tippy top, I am going to take 2 of the smaller pine ties, and I made a loop, and that's what it will hang from on their door. All right, and now that the rest of this is fluffed, we're gonna cut some mesh. Now, I did share that it is a Nutcracker, but it is also, he's a chef. He's super cool. So what we're gonna do is, here, we're gonna cut these at the same time. I'm gonna cut these at 20 inches, and then this, I like to use this for my cows, but also for gingerbread, so it's going in for the gingerbread. And I'm just trimming the end pieces off here. All right. I'm gonna cut 20-inch pieces. It's cutting 3 at a time. So let's do let me see how many cuts I want to do. I don't think we caught the red in that. What is happening? Why did you come back out, friend? All right, let's get the red. For that one. And then let's get this going again. There we go. So 3, 6, 9. This makes 12. We're going to do one more cut. Grab my clip. It makes my life easier. And we will start filling our swag. I'm going to roll it a couple of times on this side, a couple of times on this side. And I'm going to start placing those inside my swag. I love making swags. They're super fun. And this one is, like I said, it is go big or go home. but it will be gorgeous on someone's door. Next year, what do you guys think? I want y'all to tell me what you think below. The party was earlier in December last year. Next year, we're a week away from Christmas this year. Next year, I'm thinking about doing a Valentine piece so that whoever wins it, they immediately have what they need after Christmas. What do you guys think about that? Would you keep it Christmas themed? I thought about getting one of the Nutcrackers we've been painting here on the page and like start it in the summer and do a Nutcracker and give away that. What do y'all think? What's y'all's honest opinion? I think it would be cool to do the Nutcracker, and then I think it would also be cool for them to have Valentine's ready to go. So, but I don't know if people think like we do, where they think ahead, like they're at a Christmas party. Maybe they just really want to win a Christmas, piece. So I'm trying to weigh that in as well. I love how long the pines are, the pieces of pine are on this particular base. You can really stuff it full, and I plan on it. I have a lot of pics, a lot of cute things planned for this swag, and I thought you guys might just want to come along and see my thought process as I design it this year. We made it together last year as well. All right. Let's do brown. Okay, and red. We have 3 pieces left. So, now I want brown at the bottom. All right. And then I want red. And then we'll plug in that white. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to get some ribbons onto my base. before I place my nutcracker. Then I will finish filling that out after we place the nutcracker. So next up we have ribbon choices. And we have a lot of choices over here. Alright, look how cute these miniature rolling pins are from Amazon. So this is, I say miniature, it's like kid size. It is 8 inches. I'm giving it was a multi-pack. Okay, this is what I'm gonna fill in some space with. The snowflakes, the peppermints since he's a chef, and then this gorgeous red ribbon. So I'm just gonna load it up. And the snowflakes have the snow trim. Gorgeous. I left them on already. Alright. I like 14-inch tails. So, here we go. I mean 13. 13, friends. Do I even know myself? I like 13-inch tails. So 1, 2, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm gonna do 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is just to fill in some space before we even get started, friends. Before we really start rocking and rolling. Just gonna put in some tails. Look at that with the snowdrift edge. It's so pretty, stunning. It's actually stunning. This is a great ribbon as well. Has a shimmer. The background of the peppermints actually look like snow. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I wish you could see the shimmer glimmer, but the entire background looks like snow. Cutting this one at an angle, but it probably shouldn't, doesn't matter until we get rolling. All right, 1, 2, 3. How did you get turned around, my friend? All right, stop the press. I'm not putting up with your shenanigans. There we go. Good day. When did all of this happen? It must have been like that on the actual roll, because that is a lot of chaos. Okay. Now, I'm actually just going to cut this across. And we're gonna do 9, just like we did for the others. 2, don't even start. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Gorgeous ribbon, but it has a mind of its own. And that's okay. It's worth it. It's pretty enough that it's worth it. Let me just go over there and look pretty. All right, let's make our packets and get these on. our base, friends. I'm going to give everything else a dovetail. The glitter on this is picking up everything, including that other ribbon. I'm going to cut this ribbon on my actual project. I just cut it at an angle because it is that 7/8 that I love. And I'm going to wait until it's on the actual project. So the snow flakes on this particular ribbon are also glittered to mimic snow, and then it has that gorgeous snowdrift edge. It's one of my favorite ribbons. I use this every year in something. I really like using it in my snowman wreaths. It's just one of my favorites. It's beautiful. All right, we're going to have one of these. We're going to top it with our peppermint. All right, and we're going to top it with this, and then we will cut it on the actual project. I like to make my packets ahead of time. Look how cute this looks together. Super cute. I'm loving it. Okay, we're coming down to the end of our packets. Whoops, I was thinking ahead, y'all. Don't do that. The wires are sticking out. Now that ribbon is kind of bad for that. The way I pull it, I do sometimes pull those wires, so I have to watch for that. But again, she's so pretty, she's worth the trouble, she calls us. We could have simply put a red glitter and it would have been easy peasy lemon squeezy, but she's worth it. She's a lot more elegant, a lot more beautiful. let's get them on our swag. So I definitely want 3 at the top, so that's what I'm going to work on first. I just open my packet up, scrunch it down the center. So this would really be, this would be the one in the center. This will be the one on the side. We're going to put one on the other side. Right here. Okay. Now, I'm going to cut this at an angle. This is stunning. I am in love. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. I just hope whoever's setting it up doesn't flatten it. Now I can, what I'll have to do is I'll have to kind of sneak by and check on him. Make sure he hasn't been smooshed. Because we all know they don't look good smushed, right? All right, so we have those in the top. I'm gonna come down this side. 1, 2, 2 on the other side. So there's 3 per side. At the bottom, I'm doing long tails. It is gonna elongate this a little bit, even though it's big, but you know what? Wait until you see the Nutcracker in there and it'll kind of make sense because he's not small, friends. He's big. So I'm okay with that. Okay. Put one here. Okay. And the last one here. Look how pretty. Let's do the other side. Gonna start here, here, and here. Okay, 2 more to go, friends. You guys, this thing is massive and I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with it. This is gonna be a fun one. I knew it was. I knew it was. All right. Now, let's get him on the base. Okay, I'm operating on the back. I want him to be secured my way. Look how cute he is. He's a gingerbread nutcracker, so he's a chef. He's super cute. But I went ahead and I was working on this and it occurred to me that maybe you want to see how I do this. And so I usually cut more wire than I'm ever gonna need, but I would rather do that than not have enough. That's just how I roll. All right, so I cut that. I did have to use a skewer here. We're gonna see how well this goes in. Because he's so long, I wanna secure him in 2 places. And that went through easy peasy, so I didn't need the skewer. Up here, I did have to poke just a skewer out of the kitchen area of your grocery store, and I send it through first. Because he is such a large piece, I'm gonna glue what I just did to give it just a little bit more support. And while that piece dries, we'll work on his feet. Okay. So here's the bottom part of the chef. They did put him in an apron, but it just, to me, it's like, I know he's a cookie, but I'm like, I don't know. We're gonna have a big bow covering that though, but that threw me off. I was like, his apron is like, hello, inappropriate. All right. But we're gonna fix that as well. On this one, I'm gonna do surgery on his little booty, and that's what I'm gonna put him in the wreath with. I don't see me really locking these legs down, but we'll make that decision when the time comes. So let's just get started and see if this is as easy as this part or if it's hard like this part. I think this one might be easy. I need a little bit of that booty to get a good grip here. So, because of that, I'm gonna have to use my skewer. It's just a wooden skewer like you would make kebabs. Also, an ice pick is really good for this. And even the skewer is having a hard time with both layers. Come on. So, I'm gonna help it out. Give it a little trim. Okay. trying to help it get through there. All right, there we go. We're through. So I don't let go. I keep holding what we just got through, and that's how you do it. If you let go, you can find it again. It just makes your life harder. And again, I don't want this to come undone. So we're gonna give it a little bit of insurance there. All right. Now, while the little booty dries, this is mostly dry. I felt like his hat was a little bit plain. I mean, it's a chef's hat and that's cute, but I want to add, and since he's a gingerbread chef, I want to add on this gingerbread cookie to his hat and just make him a little extra. All right. To do that, I fear that gluing, this is also, it's not heavy. It would be considered lightweight, but it's a significant size. So if I glue it on, I think it would be okay, but it also is something that could keep me up at night, not knowing if it's ever gonna fall off. So I would just rather make sure it never does. So what I do, I cut my little floral wire. U-pin is what they're called. I'm gonna put a U-pin in the back, right? Because I can't squeeze this up, it's foam. So I'm gonna use the U-pin and I'll put my wire through that U-pin. I'm gonna go ahead and cut some wire. I am still gonna glue this to his hat, but this is for sure insurance. So what I'm gonna do is put one side through. I was trying not to get it in glue because I really don't want to burn myself, but I did. I really don't want to burn myself. And what I'm gonna do is go ahead and push that down now that I have the wire through. And I'm just wrapping that wire. Please don't burn me. Okay. I am not in the mood to be burned today. All right, so I feel good about that situation. We're just MacGyvering this wreath, you guys. It's a lot going on. All right, so then I need this to go through and come back, and I'm gonna slide it under that U-pin. I probably put it in too far, a little bit too far. So while it's still wet, I'm pulling it up just a hair, just so we can get it back through. I don't think this is gonna be easy. Let's see. Well, joke's on me. It was super easy. Because it's pleated, that's why. It's not solid like the back. All right, I'm through the U-pin, so I'm gonna push that U-pin all the way down. The glue dried and it looks like a hot mess. So I'm taking that off, okay? And right before I get this all the way down, I'm gonna hit that with glue, okay? And trim it. And then, while we have it in place, and it looks, you know, like we want it, we're gonna start laying down some corners here. I need to make sure, yeah, it looks great. It looks great. Make sure it was centered. And then I'm just going to hold it down and let this dry because I don't want this to pop back up on us. And then we're gonna put it on our swag. He's so cute, right? All right, and I can keep working on that even after we get him done, but look how much cuter he is with his little cookie on his chef hat. All right, so I know I want a huge bow in the center as his stomach because, to be honest, I'm gonna flatten this out where he's going because I don't need it super poofy. We're gonna flatten it on out. Just through the center, not on the sides. Okay. And then I want a big bow there to kind of help with his skirt situation. Just because I don't love it. I just don't love it. It's his apron, it's not a skirt, but I don't know, I just am not in love with it. So the bow, if we place them close enough, the bow will cover the majority of this. So we're gonna flatten this down as well. And I know you're thinking, you just did all that work, but the work around it is staying, but the work under it is what is getting flattened, okay? Really, the tinsel ties. All right, so let's get him tied in. Because I think, let me stand up to be sure, but I think that's perfect, really. Okay. I can put up my U-pins. We might need some floral wire, you never know. And let's put the glue gun back because we will be needing it shortly. And now this wire just has to go down through to the frame. This is the part that's like, oh boy. Oh boy. It's like when you put on a sign, you're just like, really? I'll be sweating by the time we get all of these on. So one is through. I need this side. Okay, now we need to make sure that he is straight. I just let go of a piece of wire. Come on. Really? I had it and I let it go. So sad. You just want him to be straight, so I'm just kind of looking down the swag. All right, I'm gonna tie him as tight as humanly possible. And I'll clean up that wire later. We need to make sure this piece is straight. We have to get it under that frame, and this is why I cut it so long. It's almost too short, you guys. And you saw how long I cut it. And so, I'm pulling it tight because, first of all, you want it to be tight, but second of all, it's so close to being too short. Okay. Let's try again. I might have to add a piece of wire to it. There we go, that was a better route to the bottom. However, it keeps slipping out of my hands. The moral of this story is it is too short. I'm not going to keep fighting it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it to go crazy. So we just build it on out. I can cut it once we're underneath. However, yeah, not going through that again. All right, here we go. Just bear with me, you guys. I'm trying. It keeps slipping out of my hand on the other side now. The side that was fine. All right, I'm not letting go this time. That's the problem. It should have been longer on both sides. Anybody sweating for me yet? If you know, you know. This is like the worst part. Okay, you're going on the wreath, so quit fighting me. You're totally getting tied in this time. I got him. I've already spun it 4 times. He's not going anywhere. Got it. Got him. All right. Dude. I'm gonna just go ahead and cut that and fold it up because you don't want it to scratch their door or their hands. And I definitely had extra, so I'm just taking care of that now. And then we'll just fold that one over it. Okay, he's in. I feel like I have crushed every ribbon. That's what it feels like. But he's in. And he's not going anywhere. So now, friends, we have to do the same thing down here. I want it about right there because we're gonna put in a gorgeous, huge bow to help with his apron situation. Because no one asked me if he should have an apron on. All right, it's looking good. We just have to get these stinking wires down through here. I want to make sure he's perfectly lined up. And he is. This will be easier because obviously, it's a thicker base at the top. And as you go down, it is thinner. So this is not going to be the sweat show that we had up at the top. It's already through. Yep, he's already good. Okay, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and cut these wires as well. I don't wanna have to come back and do this later. I want to be done wrestling with this dude right now. There they are. It's like, where did they go? And I'm turning them over, and then all I do is I take one of the pieces of pine and I just pull it right back over it, and that's it. It's donezo. Let's make a bow, and that bow is going to cover the section I left between his head and his bottom. Okay? See his little stomach section? Let's make a bow. You guys, do you want me to measure him? Just for giggles. He's 43 inches long so far. We love that. So, we need Chanel scents. Give it a dovetail, 8-inch tail, seven and a half inch loop, let's do 3. I feel like he needs them. He needs them. 8-inch tail. Okay. We're going to come on with these peppermints. Eight-inch tail. I'm doing 3. Let's pull in this peppermint. It's a peppermint swirl. All right, let's bring in this gorgeous, beautiful 7/8. This is 5/8. This is 5/8. I believe. Could be 7/8. I'll look in a second. And let's get our stack off the bow maker, keeping it intact and tied off. Just as it is. And then let's tie the bow off with these cute peppermints. Cover up that chenille stem. Look how cute. See, it's just, that's not cute. That is cute. It's just a small detail that no one notices unless you don't do it right. All right. I'm going to have to extend this on both sides. I should have used one of my long ones. I always tug on it to make sure I have it properly secured, because if you can tug on it and pull it apart, then it's going to fall off of your design. Right? CYA at all times, friends. Okay. What a gorgeous stinking bow. Look at this side. All the peppermints in the snow. So cute. Y'all, the hubby tried to get me to make this all weekend. And I was like, you have to be in the mood to make a piece this big. And I wasn't in the mood. And I was like, I promise I will do it. I'll get it done. But it's not going to be this weekend. Our house was empty for once. And I was like, yeah. I'm not working this weekend. I did, but not like on this level. So we had a fun weekend. If you're new, we have a multi-generational household, and we're all living together while we're getting ready to bed, and everyone was gone. So I was like, yeah, no. Look how gorgeous. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. I'll finish fluffing on my actual piece. Okay. This is why I tell my grandbabies not to come in here barefoot. And what do? I'm always picking them out, and I'm like, hello. You really don't want that in your foot. All right, friends, we're going in again. Yet again. Let's pick up his goatee, because we can put that on top of the bow. I like it like so. Oh my gosh. Ah! It's as cute as I thought it would be. Love it. I'm loving it. I designed this like we all do. I designed it in my head. And then I went online and found all the things, and it's like, I love it when I get to see it actually come to life. I should have made one of these for my sister this year. Too late, but maybe next year. She would have loved that. That's super cute. Tying that in. Okay. See? You're not going to be able to see him completely until I get him up on the wall. But what I'll do now is I just pull the bow away from his face. I'm going to pull his little goatee down over the bow and fluff it out. Right? It is covering most of his apron, so that's all good. Like I thought it would be. Everything is super cute. This is what I really need them to not smush, right? I'll have to check it, because it's not going to be cute smushed. Where'd my scissors go, friends? I think he ate my scissors. Did you eat my scissors, friend? Oh, there they are. All right. Super stinking cute. Now, if I really wanted to, I could secure the legs, but it just doesn't need it. Just doesn't need it. I think we're okay. I'm gonna get my glue gun. I'm gonna have to stand up and we're gonna start adding in some major picks. Clean off my table so I have some room here. This is so stinking cute. And then we can add in any more ribbons that we think we need. I want to add in some of this peppermint swirl. Okay. Love, 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 love him. We love him. He is a cutie. All right, I can fuss over these later. Let's work on our picks, and I think the first thing I'll do, I have these snowflakes. So let's cut up some of those. I need my glue gun on my right hand side. I need them to back up some. I'm just cutting these shorter. We don't need them that long. Does he need a snowflake in his bow, or does he need a peppermint? Or does he need a snowflake with a peppermint? Because we can do whatever we want. Because we're the boss. Oh gosh, that is super cute actually. I'm just gonna leave it sitting in there and we'll see. We also have these gingerbread that they're cookies that have been bitten. They've been eaten. I love these. Look, they ate the leg, the arm, and the head. I'm obsessed with these. Look at the little bow ties. They're glittery. Let's get these in. Gosh, they are so cute. I'm just going to do the triangle kind of method around his head with these cookies, okay? So up here, you need to get it on your pine. So up here, we're going to put it right there by his hat. And it may be that we add some to the actual cookie that is touching the pine. Okay. Super cute. We need one on the other side, and then I think one right here above this bow would be cute. And then we'll do the triangle on the other side. These are definitely directional, so they're all going to go up on this half of the wreath. And then where he's touching that pine, I'm gluing him in for reinforcements. He's not going anywhere. Right? He's definitely not. We have to get this guy on the other side. Look at him. Look how cute they are. They're too cute. So he's just gonna go in between those two on this side to create that triangle. Okay, he's good. Now, I want to go in with some of these actual gingerbread cookies that have not been eaten, but they're snowflakes. It goes along with the whole snowflake situation we have going on. And their stems, they normally don't do this, but they even took the time for the stems to be look like peppermint. I'm obsessed with that. And these, unlike the ones at the top, they're not directional, so I can put them all over, and that's what I love about these. Okay. I can't wait to hang this on the wall and let you guys really get a good view of him. He needs something down here by his leg. Have a little cookie. Okay. We'll put one on the other side as well. I'm gonna do something I never do, and I'm gonna kind of glue his little booty down to the vine. It can't hurt. It can't hurt. All right, we're gonna put in a gingerbread on this side as well. That's super cute. So he has a gingerbread alongside both sides of his legs. Okay. Okay, I can't stop fooling with it. Y'all are probably like, I'm gonna stick one in there. Okay, and then I'm gonna come up to the top, and we're going to add one in to this side of his hat. Super cute. And then we're going to put one in the very, no we're not, I don't like that. I don't like it in the top. Just kidding. We're going to split these cookies over here, or it could go below this. We could split the cookies, or it could go by the bow, but I think what I would really like to do is split the cookies. All right. Could even go in the back here. It could. And I like that because these are up and that one's back. So I like that as well. And now we have all of these snowflakes. So I'm just going to start putting them in. Okay? We're just going to start adding snowflakes all over the place. Because I bought a huge pack of snowflakes to tie this theme all together, friends. Let's heat this up a little bit. Okay, friends, let's try to finish. I can tell you that my husband is almost home and they're finished barking at the cat, but when my husband gets here, they're gonna start barking at him. I'm gonna cut these off individually and hopefully we can get through this. But we have Life 360 and I know where he just passed, and he's gonna be here in like 5 minutes. So we have to get rocking. And that's if the app is correct, because sometimes it does that and then all of a sudden he's just here and I'm like, whoa, wait. Now I love this curlicue. I'm gonna see if I can cut it. Nova, please stop, honey. Oh, it's gonna come unwound. So you know what? We're okay. We don't even need it. Now I do want a peppermint inside of that snowflake that is inside of my bow. So I'm just going to put it right right in the center of that snowflake. Okay, that's super cute. I actually like that. Let me see how this goes. I like it on the snowflake. Really do. So I might do some of those. That's super cute. All right. Now, we need to get some snowflakes on the other side of this guy. We only did the one side. I am in love with him. Put one right down here, and it can have a peppermint. I just hope they're gentle with him and he doesn't get mushed. All right. I think he'll be okay. There's my hubby, so the dogs are gonna go crazy. We're just gonna finish. We're just gonna finish. As soon as they hear that gate alarm, they're like, wait, somebody's here. And they lose their minds, which is a good thing, I guess. All right. I'm filling this in with snowflakes. And just like that, we're back to the top. So I think I'll put this peppermint and this one up here.